Hi guys, my name is Victoria and welcome back to Femhead. Today I want to talk about the first ever charting course I took way back in the day, my experience with that, and kind of some of the things that I wish were different and therefore have influenced how I create things and teach things for Femhead. So before I knew a lot of stuff about fam and charting, I went searching for a course that I could take to help teach me after reading Taking Charge of Your Fertility. And at the time I found three options. One was a lady in Oregon who taught it, another was the Justice method, and the final one was Couple to Couple League that taught NFP, which is natural family planning, which is pretty much the same thing as FAM, fertility awareness method. So I ended up going with the NFP course because it fit into my timeline, my budget, and it was local, and I really wanted to go to like an in-person class, and the other two were both online. So as I recall, it was 3 classes over a 3-month period, and I remember when I was signing up for it, I really kind of wished it would have been all at once or within a month or a couple of weeks. I was like, oh, this is such a big time commitment, and I don't want to wait 3 months to learn how to do this. In the end, it totally makes sense why it was formatted that way, and that's how I format a lot of my stuff. Because it is surrounding the menstrual cycle, your menstrual cycle is, around a month long, and therefore to see the changes month to month and to practice charting to see what issues you have, it has to be spread out over that time. So the course I took was from a Catholic-based organization, like I said, and while I had no qualms with this, I did feel uncomfortable at times. And this is because the majority of women taking NFP classes are women that are engaged to get married, or it is women that are already married. But then there was me, unmarried and not engaged, so I was just there alone. But before taking this course, it was actually through my mom's friend, and she recommended the older couple that taught hers. And I kind of expressed my concern. I was like, listen, I get in the Catholic faith, sex before marriage is a sin. She was like, oh, the couple, they'll be very welcoming and accommodating and they won't judge you for that. And she even emailed them and, kind of told them the situation. And they're like, yeah, sure, she should come. So that made me feel a lot better that I was like, oh, these people are gonna be judging me. And while this couple was very welcome and open and accommodating, I wish there was a more widely available course for women and teenagers to take. The fact that it is a Catholic-based organization, it's based in religion, keeps some women from considering it because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to be judged, or I can't take that because I'm not engaged to be married or married. We began every class by crossing ourselves. I am not Catholic, and I didn't know if it would be rude to not do it or if I wasn't allowed to do it because I wasn't Catholic. I think you're not supposed to cross yourself if you're not Catholic, but I did because I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But that made me feel really uncomfortable because I was like, I don't want to be rude and be like, well, I'm not Catholic, so I'm not going to do it. But then also, I don't think I was supposed to do it now. So that was kind of like an awkward point. Not to mention that part of every lesson was a video from like a priest talking about marriage and like the beauty of marriage and, keeping that sacred thing for marriage. They never said sex. They may have referred to it as an intercourse at one point, but most of the time it was like weird terms like the marital embrace. I understand it was a Catholic-based class, and so I can't complain about that, but it just made me desire the availability of a non-religious class for women and couples to take. I really appreciated the information I was learning and kind of like confirming that I had learned it correctly through reading Taking Charge of Fertility, actually. And while NFP is not the same exact thing as FAM, it was very similar to what I had learned. And I was definitely the Hermione Granger of the class. I would like obnoxiously raise my hand with the answer to every single question, to the point to where like the older couple teaching it kind of joked about how I should have been teaching the class and like that I didn't really need to take the class. And they even came to me at the end and were like, hey, listen, you should become a teacher of NFP for the Couple to Couple League. Little did they know that I had my own plans in mind. I realized that I had a base knowledge that was far beyond everyone else in the class. I left the class with a renewed sense of confidence in the method. I found myself thinking like, I want to create a course where women of all backgrounds and ages and religions, it doesn't matter, you can come take this course. I wanted to have more of a vibe of female empowerment and kind of like getting together with your friends over snacks or some wine or something and learning about it, kind of a Sex in the City meets fam vibe. That's what I want to like foster and create in my courses and my coaching and all of that, and that's what I'm working towards. If you are religious, I want you to feel welcome. If you're not religious, I want you to feel welcome. If you're in a relationship, come on in. If you're not, doesn't matter. If you've never had sex before but just want to learn more about your body, that's great. If you've coming off of the birth control pill and you want to learn, or if you've never touched a birth control pill in your life and you still want to learn, like, I want everyone to be welcome. And this is kind of something that I've been trying to foster with FemHead and create through my courses. And speaking of courses and all of that, I've pulled down my popular Chart Your Cycle course because I've had like a burst of inspiration to kind of revamp it and refresh it and add a few new things in and change the format and how I deliver it. So that will hopefully be relaunching either later this month or in May. So keep your eye out for that if you're interested in how to chart and you want a kind of open, non-judgmental, fun, empowering course about charting your cycle. And with that, that's what I have to say about all of this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.